top stupid 10 stupid lists. 10 movie sequels that don't connect to the original. Well, is this gonna be stupid? Oh yeah, Home Alone 3. Well, just before I go into it, the movie was Home Alone 3 with the tagline, "There's a new kid on the block." Well, basically because Colin McCulkin didn't want to reprise the role, but the studio still wants to go on, so they took a new kid. And it's not as cheap as the following Home Alones, but complaining that Colin McCulkin isn't in the one with the new kid on the block, that would be kind of like complaining there's too much Aquaman in the Aquaman movies. Well, if you look at the title, you know what you're getting. Book of Shadows, Blair Witch 2. Whether or not that's a good movie, that's another discussion. It's okay in my opinion, but this is about sequels not connecting to the original movie. And actually, like Home Alone 3, the Blair Witch 2 actually didn't have to be about the original characters, because Home Alone is about being home alone, and trust me, more than one kid has tried to be home alone. And the Blair Witch, she's killed more than one person, but it actually is connected to the other one in the sense that some of the people walking around in the woods trying to find out stuff knew one or more of the persons who disappeared in the first. So it's tied into it, as in they're trying to find out what happened with their family or friends. So I don't know why they don't think it ties into it. As they write, a sequel seemed like a surefire success if only the filmmakers had decided to watch the earlier film. Well, in that case I'd say Screen Rant wouldn't be stupid as fuck if they watched the movie they're complaining about, because they apparently have watched it, they refer to it, and the people in it. So unless you're an idiot who can't follow a film and work for Screen Rant, it ties pretty good into this. Whether or not it sold well has nothing to do with it connecting to the movie that came before it. And yes, this was a really low budget movie, like the other one, only this is not found footage. Troll 2. Well, I'm gonna give you a strike one for that, because that movie is called Gobbling. It only got the name Troll 2 to sell on something people have heard before. And I guess when they made it, they thought, well, most people don't know the difference between a troll and a goblin, so yeah. American Psycho 2, yes, strike number 2. If you take movies you clearly know are not sequels, but just have a tagged on sequel, then you're not doing a real job. Then you could go on YouTube and find all kinds of movies and sequels. It takes more than just someone putting the name on it. Like, let's say, American Pie. There came out a couple of American Pie movies trying to live off the success of the first one, and they didn't have anything to do with it. They just wanted the name recognition. Like this, American Psycho 2. It's not about the same thing, it's totally different. So yeah, haven't seen The Birds 2. Halloween, well, here I'd like to say you have to know what you're talking about, else you're gonna look like a giant idiot. So when they made the Halloween movies first, they made number 1, then number 2 was a direct sequel, same night and stuff. But when the third came around, they were planning to make it like a Creature of the Month kind of movie, an anthology. So not necessarily the same in everyone. So if you lived around when Halloween 3 came and before Halloween 4, you wouldn't say, hey, this does not fit. Sure it does, it's a Halloween movie. It's movies about terrible things that happens at Halloween or around Halloween. So stupid complaint unless you look at it now where Halloween has become the Halloween thing, Dirty Dancing. So the complaint is it's too similar, which is too stupid, because yes it is. They're trying to sell it on it's more or less the same. Jingle All the Way, yes. It in no way connects to the original. Well, it does. It's the same story, basically just with some other people. This is where I get confused by Screen Rant sometimes, because they're impossible to understand, but that's because there's lots of writers. Sometimes a remake, if they remake it more or less word for word, that's terrible. But if they don't do it word for word, then that's terrible. It should be word for word. And like this, they wanted to connect to the original. But the problem is, a lot of times with the original, you can't just really connect it because the issue is solved at the end. If you made a Jingle All the Way 2 with Arnold Schwarzenegger, what would he do? His kid already thinks he's Turbo Man, but you can't go back to that. Else the character would have lost all his growth and gone back to just being a terrible dad and having to run out Christmas Day to find the new toy he forgot. So this is the sequel for this kind of movie. It'll be about Christmas, getting toy to a kid, terrible dad. So I think it's pretty spot on. Okay, Kindergarten Cop 2. I like what they write. Kindergarten Cop 2 is another movie that had no reason to be a sequel. Well, that's true. It was released over 20 years after the original and has no connection to it. And here, I'd say, it has every connection to it. I don't know how stupid you have to be if you watch this movie and go, well, that has nothing to do with Kindergarten Cop 1. Sure, it's silly, but at the start of the movie, it says the script is based on Kindergarten Cop. So someone watched the movie Kindergarten Cop, wrote it down, changed it a bit, and made the lead Dolph Lundgren. The movie is horrible, but it's kind of fun watching it as a person who watched the movie and said, I'm going to make this movie, and then messing it up. Oh my god, there's so many disjointed scenes, but that there is actually one of the most sequels in the world, since it's a remake of someone watching a movie he remade, not the manuscript or anything. Oh my god, that was a really stupid top stupid list.
You laid it down